Metroidvanias have evolved so much at this point that they're almost entirely different than the original games that spawned the genre. Devs over the years have picked and pulled certain aspects of Castlevania and Metroid to create very unique experiences, and Blasphemous is one such unique experience. Heavily kneeling on Spanish Christianity and classic Metroidvania tropes, Blasphemous creates one of the most depressing and decrepit worlds I've ever had the pleasure of traversing. The narrative and atmosphere overshadows the gameplay. As you are facing down the twisted machinations of the miracle, your mind can only think about how this world came to be, and you can only focus on pushing forward with gusto to rid this world of the insane god and bring about a new normal. Oftentimes throughout this game, I liken my journey to that of Guts from Berserk, a struggler who only has one goal and is bound to it, and has no time to sway from it, and hasn't the patience for anything but it. The penitent one's vow of silence increases this effect, really immersing me in the game. My thoughts are his thoughts, my feelings and frustrations are his, as well as his goal is mine. No matter how many deaths, setbacks, or backtracking, I must deal with this giant demonic sky baby and free the people of Custodia from the encroaching will of an unfeeling, unforgiving, omnipotent presence. Blasphemous 2 totally eclipses the previous one in every way. Graphically, map design, boss design, enemies, and even weapons and spells. I found the first game to be a slog to get through, and I felt so much relief to be free of it. As with this sequel, the first game immersed me as well, and at the time in real life, I wasn't in the best headspace, so it really depressed me and just dragged me down. So playing Blasphemous 2 with a fresh mind allowed me to appreciate everything being shown to me. The biggest thing is the progression. The game tells you where to go and what to do, they just don't tell you how, which works perfectly for me. I honestly feel like I naturally chose the best route to have the smoothest experience without much backtracking. After acquiring the Veredicto, I chose Lego El Alba at first. The rest of the game just gave itself over to me and let me play it without much restriction. Without such restrictions, it allowed me to fight the amazing bosses in this game. There weren't that many, but the quality of the bosses is unparalleled. I literally didn't struggle with 90% of them, only dying 1 or 2 times before I learned their patterns, which items to equip to resist their attacks, and what weapon order I wanted to use. Except for the fucking penultimate boss, who fucked me raw for over an hour until I was man enough to fuck him back, which then led to a piss-easy final boss fight, which received the leftover rage I had pent up from my hour-long visit to fucking Pound Town by this old decaying, sword-stealing fuck. Anyway, the story of this game is fairly simple. Sky Baby's birthday is imminent, and we have to slay these keepers of the metaphorical castle to lower it down to our level so we can abort this infant. Honestly, that was enough for me to slay my way through these lands, but I understand a lot of you want a deeper understanding of this world. I mean, it has been like 100 years since the last game, I think. So with that, I'm happy to say the citizens are as chatty as ever, and the item descriptions and side quests give you a deep delve into how things have changed since the first game. Now, I'm not going super in depth into the lore here, there are other videos for that, but I will say there's a lot to uncover and it's always rewarding. Speaking of rewards, those aforementioned side quests are a treat. Unlike other Vanias, the quests aren't a headache and you get some pretty useful goodies, like increasing your health, increasing your fervor or MP, or even teleporting to every save point in the entire map. Man, isn't that a helpful power up? Thanks, tall, dreary, Beyonce vocal range having demon sisters. Now listen, I cannot continue this review without breaking down those weapons. Veredicto, Sarmiento and Centella, and Rego El Alba. So first, I'ma rank them from best to worst in my opinion. Alright? Rego is the best weapon in the game because it's literally designed to be a master of none. It hits hard, close, and at range like Veredicto. It has the speed and defensive capabilities like SNC. It was the first choice for me since it was the closest to the Mea Culpa, and it allowed me to take down most bosses and enemies either alone or with minimal help from the other 2 weapons. Next up is the Veredicto, the hard-hitting, multi-elemental sequence-breaking mace flail. This behemoth allowed me to knock down them dumbass flying skulls and open up most areas and secrets by ringing those gongs. Plus, it was always cool as hell to say fuck it and blow my fervor on fire swings, because why the hell not? 2 swings of this bitch and I'm backfilled to max. Also, the skill Azure Typhoon, coupled with the double jump, allowed me to do a couple of skips which always wins in my favor. And in last place is the Sarmiento and Centella. Now listen, I'm probably the only motherfucker to say this shit, but these weapons sucked. But I have my reasons. First reason is I never upgraded it because throughout my 90% map completion, I never found the other 2 swords. Don't ask me how, and please feel free to judge my awareness if I missed the obvious one, but it is what it is. Because of his level 1 ass stats, I couldn't spam square and win every fucking boss fight like you will see mostly on YouTube. But I'm glad I couldn't. Switching between all 3 weapons, trying to find the right combo and groove was way more fun than, alright, let me just sword rain out for this bitch until it's dead. That's just not my bag. I mean, listen, I love cheese, shout out Blood Pact and Devil of the Nights, but mashing one button to win is a little too cheesy for my lactose intolerant ass. Blasphemous 2 was a shining star in the massive amount of shit Metroidvanias we've been getting. The music, setting, and gameplay stands tall and demands your respect. And if you can call yourself a fan of the genre, you're doing yourself a disservice by not playing it. Unless you hate games with Souls-like death mechanics, then I really can't blame you. The dev team set up this game in the DLC when a sequel wasn't even promised, and still delivered such a product despite the pandemic fucking this world sideways. Mild off-topic rant here, but listen, 2023 is the best year of gaming we had since pre-pandemic, and I feel like I'm duty bound to play these tremendous games that definitely were set back by COVID, but still perform as if it never happened. I had to play these games because the devs want me to, and they suffered through the pandemic like I did, except they weren't sitting on their ass. They were working on games to alleviate the very fucked up predicament the world found itself in. So I thank you, video game devs, for your dedication to video games and creating worlds for us to get lost in. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, a review score. Hold on. Okay. I give Blasphemous 2 a 10 out of 10 for not letting me down and making me believe I was a bad bitch until Everturno showed me I was no sexier than a ran through streetwalker. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more reviews. Peace!